Hello, good morning. I'm just getting organised, so talk amongst yourselves for a couple of minutes. Grab a cup of coffee. I'll just see if the computer's going to work. The laptop, should I say. Laptop work, or you're going out in the rain? I have to threaten it. So let's see if it's working. I don't know if anybody's there yet, and I never remember which way to swipe, whether I swipe this way or that way. Here we are. Swipe left to reveal comments. So which is left? Is it that way or is it that way? That way. Hello, good morning. Somebody's there. Hi, Jennifer. I'm just seeing if the laptop's going to work this morning before I come back. Hello, good morning. Is it raining with you? Hi, Lish. How are you? Hi, Kim. It seems to have turned autumn all of a sudden. If you're watching this on Tube, come back in 2 minutes. Haha. Hi, Kim. Hi, Lish. I can see you all now. Good morning and welcome. It's Three Amigos Sunday and it is raining and I'm not on a mountain in Athens, boo-hoo. Good morning, Mr. Crafty. Lovely and sunny, of course it is. It's not lovely. It's supposed to be lovely and sunny here later, but it's we got rain this morning. I actually managed to cut the grass this week. That's a miracle because it's rained since I got home. Borodar Rian, Borodar Paub, Shumai. As I said last week, it's Pistich Buruglau here. I've had a drama of a week with Parcel Force. I hate Parcel Force now. It's been taken over by is it Czech billionaire, and it's just going to the dogs. So you might have seen my photo yesterday where he chucked my Macawa fabric outside Next Door But One. Fortunately, I met Next Door But One because I caught Parcel Force beeping his horn outside immediate next door, which is empty, and leaving a note in the letterbox which no one was ever going to see to say that he tried to deliver a parcel. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, I've got the fabric, so all's happy. Good morning and welcome. I'm going to get straight into it because I've got so much stuff to show you. Who's that? Diane. I can't quite see because the computer's in that sort of mid-range where I can't quite see with my glasses and can't quite see without them. Good morning, Abby. Good morning, Debbie. Those of you who have ordered and put a note, please delay my postage. I have seen your note, so even if it says completed, don't worry. I haven't posted it, hopefully. I scribble all over the front of the envelope to make myself not post. Hi, Janet. Hi, Susan. Hi, the other Janet Hannaford and Susan West. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So lots of stuff because all that fabric turned up yesterday. So, let's start with the stuff that I prepared before the fabric turned up yesterday. Let's start with the goodie boxes have all gone. So if we've got time at the end, I'll show you what you missed. The goodie boxes have gone. So I was manically cutting up sort of end of range fabrics and kits where I've got just one or two of each and just randomly shove them in goodie boxes to make way with all the new fabric that's supposedly coming if Parcel Force can get it here. So there is a stitchery bag and then there's Christmas stuff. So there's those of you who can't bear the thought of stitchery. I suddenly had a panic. Have I put these on the website? So if I haven't, I'll do it afterwards when I finish talking to you. So there's a stitchery pack of a load of hearts. So in the, let's take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. In the stitchery pack, there is that heart. There is that heart. I think I put 6 of them in here. That heart. There's that heart, there's that one, there's that one. Obviously everything's on the sale page. If this isn't on the sale page, I'll check afterwards. I didn't check this morning. So you've got those, you've got 2 mini charm packs. So you've got the Hatched and Patched mini charm pack and then you've got the Bumper mini charm pack, which is a bit of everything in there. You have got some Valdani threads. So a nice colourful one, a pinky one, a load of different buttons. So there's butterflies and leaves and stuff. And then there's, if you want to make your hearts into hanging hearts, there's some tape and some wick wack. So that's what's in the non-Christmassy stitchery pack. Who have I missed? I've missed a few of you. Thank you. Yeah, I did not crochet my cardigan. I can crochet, I can't knit. But I haven't got time to be making crochet cardigans. I got it apricot. where I get most of my stuff. So that's the Stitchery pack number 1 on the sale page, hopefully, and if it's not, it'll be up there later. So next, let's go Christmas, shall we? It's going to be Christmas before we know it, isn't it? It's scary. So there's a few Christmas bags. So in the Christmas bag, you have got, so this is to make, where did I put that hanging heart? The one that I did with the holly and the ivy. Goodness knows, how can I lose it? So I did the holly and ivy one I showed you last week, and I made it into a hanging heart. I'll have a look in a minute. So there's the holly and the ivy stitchery heart, there's the poinsettia stitchery heart, and there's Die the Snowman is in this one. And there's 3 10-inch squares of Makower Christmassy fabric in there, so you can put that as a backing on your heart, or if you're doing die, it'll obviously be a rectangle, you won't be a heart. There's gold wick wack for hanging them up, and there's 3 Christmassy coloured variegated Vinca Perlo threads, so a red, a green and a goldy coloured. So that's the Christmassy one. I've got new stitchery panels as well. Let's go on to the next one, and then we'll take a breath. Hi Patricia, hi Val, hi Jane. So the next one is a kit to make the Christmas table runner, which I showed you. I just finished last week. So that's behind me. And then I made a mini me version. So there's the mini me version. So the kit has got enough fabric for the front of the runner and the binding. Obviously you'll have to put your own, I put some Three Sisters on the back of mine. You have to put your own backing on, and I've just put H630 wadding in there. But obviously if you want it heat proof, you need to get some heat proof wadding. So I've updated the pattern so you've got the picture on the front of the runner. It's a brilliant beginner's one because you just cut sewing your charm pack. So you've got if you cut 5-inch squares, or if you've got a charm pack you can use, you need to cut 5-inch squares basically, like a charm pack size, and all it is made up of is half square triangles. So on the outside you need 20 of these. So you've got a cream and a green together. Draw a line down the middle, sew 1/4 of an inch either side, and then you get your half square bits. So you do 5 sets of those to go down the middle. So when you open it up, obviously that's the middle ones, they're the red and the green ones. And you sew it together in sets. So you make each, I've made 5 of these for the 5-inch runner. So you set the red and the green like that, and then you've got the green and the cream on the outside. So just make 5 sets of those, and then you put the borders around the edge. So the borders in the big one and the little one are the same size. So 1.5-inch border, 2.5-inch border on both of those. So it's really easy peasy lemon squeezy to make that. Right, have I missed any comments? Who's got rain? Margaret's got rain. Julie, good morning. Hayley, good morning. So we've done stitchery pack of hearts, stitchery pack of Christmas, and Christmas table runner. Okay, new panels. So I showed you the drawings last weekend. So the new panels came back on Friday, and there is there's a Christmas one, Christmas heart, Christmas welcome heart, and there's a gardening lady, and there is a sewing retreat one. So this one I drew it specifically for the sewing retreat. If you are coming on a sewing retreat, don't buy it unless you want an extra one, because you're going to get it in your goodie bag on the sewing retreat, okay? But you may want another one anyway. So you can buy all of these individually, or the 2 hearts come, so you save £2.50 if you buy the 2 hearts together, basically. So you can either buy two hearts, you can buy them singly, and again you can buy the sewing retreat one. But if you're coming on the sewing retreat, you're going to get this anyway in your goodie bag, okay? So those are the new stitchery panels. Right, what am I doing? Oh, this The other, I nearly finished this last night. This is one of the existing, so the gardening ladies to go with this. So I've got 4 now, which makes me happy because I can make a little wall hanging. So that's one of the other ones that I've stitched in the Valdana. You can see how much I like it. It matches my cardi actually, because that's all that's left of it. So that's the which one's this one? The S303, I think the darker one is. I forget which one round. So I just nearly finished doing that. Now, new fabric, which turned up yesterday lunchtime. This is available, the fabric pack is available for pre-order. So here is a fabric pack, and in the fabric pack, you've got 2 fat quarters of the big print, you've got a charm pack, and you've got 8 fat 8. So I'll show you the fabrics in a minute, but that's how it comes packaged. So it's available for pre-order because it only came yesterday, and I've cut it yesterday, and this is the state it's in at the moment. It's all in there at the moment. So it's not going to get folded and packed and rolled until Wednesday, okay? So I'd done a couple just so I could take photos of it. So a couple of you who got in early will get them, and the rest you won't get your order. I'll do the whole order. If you've ordered that plus something else, it'll go Thursday, okay? Hopefully. So if I show you the fabrics, these are the big prints. Ooh. There's the white colourway, and then there's a blue colourway. So in the fabric pack, you'll get a fat quarter of each of these. Because they're a bigger print, I thought they're better used fat quarter-wise, and I'll show you why in a minute. And then you are going to get fat 8s of the rest. So so here's one set. I'll take my glasses off again. So these are fat 8s, so they're 10 by 20. So it's all sewing themed. There's the buttons, just checking the time, and then there's tape measures. There's more buttons. I think that's that one, isn't it? Yeah, that's that one. And then where's the other set? So there's 8 of these all together. So then there's that again. That's, you can't see probably because the light's more of a bluey colour. And then we've got more like sewing reels, the top of sewing reels there. And then there's, I think there's a pinky one, a grey one, and there's some yellow tape measure tape there. So there's 8 fat 8s, and there's also a charm pack. And in the charm pack, where have I buried those? Here they are. In the charm pack, I've put some of the linen textures in. So like those, because they all mix and match with them. So there's a red, yellow, a teal and a green in there, and there's 4 of each, which is good if you want to have, if you want to make, if you're like me and you like your table runners like not random. I like 4 in each corner and blah de blah, so that makes me happy. So there's 56 in the charm pack, so you will get that in a fabric pack. So you get the charm pack, the fat 8s and the 2 fat quarters. They're at a special price of 30. They're going up to 35 on at the end of the week if they're not all sold. I've only done 20 of them, so if you want one, grab one. Otherwise, there's a limited number of charm packs on their own. There's more of the candy bars, so there's candy bars on their own, and there's mini charm packs on their own, okay? So they are on the website now, and they're all cut and packed, and they're cut and packed and ready to go. It's just the fabric packs themselves. Now, what can you do with the fabric packs? I didn't dream about them last night, sorry, Rachel, but there are existing patterns. So I was going to try and make one yesterday, but like by 6 o'clock I gave up. So this is an old pattern. This is for a sewing machine cover. So this is perfect. So if you have the fabric pack, or you would need 2 fat quarters as well. So the fabric pack's the best way to make this. So you can use 1 fat quarter on the front, you can use 1 on the back, and then cut your charm pack into 2.5-inch squares. Just measure the size of your sewing machine. This one in the pattern, this fits my Juki, and it fits my, just about goes over my big Janome. But it could have done with an extra set of squares. So you can just make it bigger by making this bit 2.5 inches wider and 2.5 inches longer, and then just add another row of squares on. So that's one idea. What else have we got? Bags. We've got you can make just, this was the sewing bag. Used to have autumn and slash sewing bag, so if you're searching for it on the website, it comes under autumn slash sewing bag. And obviously the sewing machine stitchery goes well with it. Or I was thinking that another thing, I'm going to cut some strip rolls of this so that I can make some satchels with it, and then I could put the sewing machine stitchery on the front. And I just happen to have stitched it up, so I finished that. So I was waiting for the fabric to come. So this is a sewing machine stitchery panel, and I've fussy cut a bit of the fabric and put it on the heart on the front there, and I've stitched that with my current favourite Valdani S301. I checked the colours before the fabric came to make sure which one to use. Hang on, if I grab this, then you can see what it looks like. It goes well, it would look good with that or with the blue one. So that was my idea. So that needs to be done. Who's late joining? Sue Robinson. Shocking, you're on pancake duty. So that's that one. I haven't even mentioned maths questions and stuff yet. So anyway, when you click on the website and you look at these fabrics, there'll be a link underneath that says you may like this stitchery panel, you may like so and so pattern. So I've linked the patterns and the stitchery panels. Where's the pattern? That's the pattern, sewing machine pattern, on the page. And then the sewing bag, there's a sewing bag pattern, but that's, if you get the sewing bag pattern and the candy bar will make the whole bag, because there's how many pieces? 56. You should have enough. Can't remember how many you need. Anyway, let's have a look. Hang on. See if I've got a pattern in here, or have I? No, I haven't. Of course I haven't. That would be too easy. No, I haven't got a pattern in there. But anyway, that's made with a candy bar and obviously the sewing machine panel. Right, should we draw a breath? Check comments. Yeah, so random prize draw this week. There's a bag of goodies, so everybody who's ordered this week, you can have a random bag. And I just went round the shed seeing what there was that was random, and there's some iron-on hexagons, there's a charm pack, there's a little bundle of 10-inch squares, there's a couple of mini charm, there's an autumn mini charm, there's another flowery mini charm, and I put a mini charm of these new fabrics in as well. So that is your prize draw if you place an order, and it's up till Monday night, and then I'll tell you on Tuesday. There's the mini charm of the Atelier fabrics, so that's in there. So everybody who orders this weekend, maths question, this goes to you on Tube as well, as long as you're in the UK, because I'm not posting it abroad, especially not now. Mr. Trump has put a tax on everything you post to America now, and I'm not sure how that's working. But anyway, when I was cutting the goodie boxes, I had some of the Unity fabrics left, and this was all that was left of the Unity fabrics, put into a scrap, but not so scrap bag. So there's quite a heavy bundle of fabrics there for the maths question. And the maths question, obviously, is how many pieces of the Makower Atelier fabric did I cut yesterday? And the clue is it's under 10,000 and it's over 1,000. So there you go, carry on guessing. And I will tell you on Tuesday who the winner is. Janice won, what did you win last week? Janice won the prize draw for orders. So orders, I just count up the number of orders, start at number 1 and go to however many orders I've got, put it in a random number generator. And last week the random number generator chose lucky number 7, I think it was. Yeah, so Janice won it. So Janice was the 7th order and she won the prize. If you're guessing on Tube and you happen to win, you'll have to keep an eye on your messages on Tube, comments should I say, on Tube, to see if I've messaged you. But look on Tuesday. So Tuesday I'll tell you the answer. So everybody's guessing already, and it's going very dark outside. What's the time? We've got 10 minutes. So to answer a couple of questions people have asked me, yes, Joe Farley, I think the thread, if you're there, the thread you were asking about is in your box. I've got a box put aside because I'm going to Robertson Wathen. If you're in Pembs next weekend, next Saturday, I should be in Robertson Wathen Hall next to the garage. I've got some of these left, by the way. I'm going to take them with me if I've got any left by next Saturday. But Jo, I've put one aside for you, okay? So yes, I've got it. And who else asked me a question? I think it was just about posting the stuff late. Block of the month, which is behind me. I started typing up the pattern yesterday. It was only stopped because the fabric turned up. So far, look, you have, just to prove that I have started typing it up, look, you've got that. You've got all these. So far, that is just like templates and wording. I've done the front page and I've done how to do the Dresden block so far. So I've done one block and I've done all the millions of templates and just a general blurb. So I've got that done so far. So it is on the way. So you'll get it by Christmas. I'm hoping to tie it up with when the French General will come at the same time, and then I can do you some packs, because I know some people want to do it in French General. But who knows? It seems that fabric deliveries are coming really late, because I spoke to Makawa this week and she said they're tearing the hair out because this Atelier fabric was supposed to be here in July and it's now September. So I don't know what's occurring with the shipping and stuff. So that's that. So I've done maths question, I've done prize draw. Everyone's just guessing now, right? Okay. What else have I got to tell you? Stitching bag, new stitcheries, bomb, Valdani. Yes, just told you I've got some Valdani. Tell me about the Macau. So I've told you everything. So now I can tease you with what you missed in the goodie box. So for those of you who've managed to get a goodie box, so here is the goodie box. So in the goodie box I shoved, so you've got a random bundle of 10-inch squares. You've got 1, 2, 3, I think there's 7 balls of Potluck Valdani threads. You've got a mini charm. You've got a charm. You've got, this one's got 2 kits in it because I was doing kits. The kits that went in it, they were like, I only had 1 left and they were reduced in price anyway. So I said to the value of 20 and the original value was probably a lot more. So this one's got 2. This one's got a sewing satchel in it and it's got a load of sewing fabrics in it as well. So I don't know. That would have been probably 15 or so. That's about 30 quid's worth of it. Anyway, you've got, let's lift it up, 36 squares of mostly Moda Unity fabrics. There's a layer cake pattern and there's 3 stitcheries. So that is what was in the goodie boxes. There were, to be fair, there were only 10 of them, and they've gone. So if you got one, well done. Thank you for buying. What's the time? Got plenty of time. Who's watched Hobbycraft this week? It's just like, it might as well just come clean, call yourself Create and Craft, because it's just everybody from Create and Craft, everybody who's working there from Create and Craft. I think it is going to work the same way. So you will, there's a separate, which confused me, there's a separate website. So if you go on and look for Hobbycraft TV, don't just look for Hobbycraft, and then sign on and create an account. Now I was thinking if I was desperate for a sewing machine, I would be going on there because Gary Dukey was on. And I don't know if it applies to sewing machines, but it says 20% off your first order. So if there's a sewing machine you want, that means you're going to get 300 odd quid off your sewing machine. Unfortunately, I don't need a sewing machine and I don't have any money to buy one, but I was thinking you could, yeah. And then I think off your second order, you get 15%. So I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's worth having a look, because the Dukey, when I looked, was it yesterday I looked, the Dukey that I've got was on there. So it's I bought mine 10 years ago, so it's obviously updated and it's now £1,800, and then they had it on for 1,600. So if you get 20% off that, it's quite a good buy. So it's down to what I paid for mine. And because my Benin has been serviced this week, I've had to use my Dukey has done everything. So I've been doing all the piecing and everything with those, and some heavy duty sewing. So it's not as good as the Bernina, but it's a good machine, so it's worth looking at. I'm just thinking, if you're thinking of buying a sewing machine. I can't find the new mini charm pack of the sewing through. Well, I can't tell you now. I'll have to look afterwards, but it should be on the website. As soon as I've finished, you've got 5 minutes to wait. I will go and check the website, because I did everything in a panic. By the time I'd finished cutting and everything, it was 6 o'clock, and then I put everything on. So it might be that I haven't uploaded it properly, but it should be there. But if it isn't, I'm going to check it in 5 minutes. So I'll pass you over to Abby in 5 minutes, and I'll go and check, because my phone is filming me, so I can't check at the moment. So I will look. Right, so let's go over what I was talking about. So the sewing theme pack, which also I can't remember if I put on the website. You've got 6 stitchery hearts. So if you fancy, it's stitching weather now because summer's gone, autumn's here. You've got 6 stitchery hearts. So the Love to Stitch one, which I made into a little hanging heart. I don't know where I put my Holly and Ivy one. It's annoying me now. Oh, did I hang it up? There it is. Hang on. Hang on. After this, I'm going to do you. She says, falling over the chair. I'm going to do like a tube short of the chaos in this shed. So that's in the Christmas stitching one, that heart. But this heart, you've got a Love to Stitch one. So this pack, Love to Stitch pack, the orchid that grows in my field, and the butterfly that also grows in my field. The hedgerow one, and the bluebell one, and what else? What's that? That's the crewel work one, and that's the original, the first ever heart I ever did back in the day on Create and Craft. So the 6 of those. There's 2 mini charm packs, one of which is a hatched and patched, one of which is random, and you've got 2 balls of the Valdani thread. So you've got what used to be my favourite before the new ones came, which has got every colour under the sun in it. That one, that's in it. The pinky one, some buttons, some nice little wooden buttons, and some tape. So that's in that one. The Christmas one, you've got the poinsettia. If you look, you see Mandy stitched it this week. Look on Facebook further down. You've got this, and that the fabric I put on the back is in the little pack. And then you've got Di the snowman. So Di is behind me somewhere. He's on a quilt behind me somewhere. I'll show you in a sec if I've got time. I'm running out of time. So here's the Christmas one. 2 hearts, 3 balls of thread, some Rick Rack, the Makawa thingies, squares of fabric to go on the back of your heart. Right, where's Di? Let's find Di. I don't know if you can see him from there. No, and I can't get him off. Di's up here. I don't think the camera will quite... No, they won't quite pick him up, but he's behind me up there. Di the snowman. Right, I'm tired now. I need coffee. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Valdani, when I got my threads. When I retrieved my threads from the Parcel Force office this week, they sent me some free samples. And they're doing sewing machine thread. And you know the rooster tail thread that I stitched? You know, you can't see him, the chicken thingy with. They've done their sewing machine thread in those colour. And the one that I just showed you, the ladies, my other favourite thread. Look. Yummy sewing machine thread. So that is these colours. So I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but that's my intention. If I find some time this week, have a go. These are just samples, so I'll have a go, see what it's like, and then we'll see if we can get some, because that would be nice. On my block of the month quilt, I machine sewed all that, and that would have been perfect because I quilted it with that colour thread. That would have been perfect to do that. So that's the next thing coming. What else is coming? I haven't got any new panels drawn, no time this week. So yeah, there's new stitchery panels, there's new everything. I'm going to go and check any second now because I'm going to send you down to Cornwall in a minute. As soon as I've finished, I'll go on my website and just check that I've put everything on there that I should have done, because everything got done in a mad panic yesterday. Don't forget the maths question for the big bundle of fabric. How much Atelier fabric did I cut yesterday? And remember that the fabric packs, they're on special offer until the end of the week, okay? And there's only 20 of them, because I've more or less cut the whole lot up, apart from I've saved some of the big pattern because I want to do kits for the sewing machine for this. I want to make this up in it, which is why I stitched the sewing machine panel. So I've got extra of that, but not extra of the other stuff. So yeah, if you want some, grab it at that price. I think that's it. I'm bound to have forgotten to tell you something. No, I think that's everything on my list. So yeah, don't forget the maths question, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for watching. I'm going to send you down to Abby, who's in sunny Cornwall, and then you're off to sunny Norfolk to find Handy Andy. He's probably in his caravan sunning it while we're putting up with the rain. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you soon. Okay, bye.